Josie named MLS Player of the Week, well-deserved after a 2-goal performance on Saturday.
Yeah, I would agree. I didn't see every game, but I thought he played very big and put himself into some very good positions, and obviously was the key to us winning the game.
You yourself were named to the Team of the Week by MLS.com. Your second half adjustments, I think, going forward, is that something that you're going to employ for a full 90 against Columbus, or again, just a work in progress?
Well, I mean, we're building as a team. That was our first match of the season. Now, obviously, you get at least one look at Columbus because they played this past weekend. So you try to make any necessary adjustments prior to the game, not so much at halftime. But we'll prepare for Columbus. We have a decent sense of who they are as a team, and we'll prepare. But in every game, there's things that you'll need to make some adjustments at halftime. If you don't, then you'll get caught on the wrong side in the second half. So there's always that in play, but we'll see once the game knows. You never really know until you get there at halftime.
Upon further reflection, what made you guys so efficient and effective in the second half of play?
Well, the first part of it was that we weren't giving anything up behind us. We were doing a better job of covering our backside. We were getting Warren into good positions, and our two center backs were dropping a little bit quicker. So they didn't have as many clear options in attack to get behind us quickly, which then enabled us to get our midfield into the helping side of things defensively. And then when we got possession, we were better in possession. We didn't give the ball up so many times. A lot of times in the first half, some of those balls in behind us came directly off of turnovers that we didn't need to lose the ball. And so it's all kind of a constant with the game, right? If you lose the ball in bad places, you leave yourself exposed. We left ourselves high and exposed. And so in the second half, it's just a combination of being a little better with the ball, but also protecting our backsides a little bit more.
The change of surface, obviously it was difficult in the first half of play in Vancouver. Now you're moving to a natural surface, probably a cold environment in Columbus this coming weekend. Some of the players that aren't familiar with this league, how did they deal with that? And are they fully aware of what the challenges are playing in this league from time to time?
That's tough to say. I think you don't really know until you get there. I mean, the benefit for us is we get in and we have a training session there Friday. So we'll be out on grass and we'll get an idea of what the climate will be like come Saturday. But again, when we started the game against Vancouver, even though we trained there the day before, it's a new feeling, it's a new season. The pressure came a little bit faster than it did in the preseason games that we had, so we got caught on the ball a few times. So once you get in the game, you need to kind of adapt to the game, the conditions and everything else, and adjust from there. But we were a little slow in the first half doing so, but we got it right. So same thing in Columbus. We'll have to adjust a little bit, hopefully get as much a feel as we can on the day before when we're there training.
The crew had all kinds of chances against Houston, but fell to the Dynamo on the weekend. I guess you're well aware of their attack and what they can do, especially at home.
Yeah, they're a team that thrives on possession. They space you out pretty well, and they play in between your lines, and they move well. They have good shifts, and so for us, it's going to be important that we minimize space, that we don't let them just play between us. We don't want them obviously to get Higuain on the ball and directing play from positions between our lines where they can look behind us. So we'll have to manage space a little bit better than we probably did this past weekend, and there's ways that we can hurt them as well, and we need to keep possession, because if they tend to have more possession than the opposition, that kind of is their thing, and so we need to be good in possession as well, and just limit the number of attacks that they have and make use of our attacks.
Do you have a goal in mind for where you want the team to be coming out of the 7-game road trip?
We'd like to have 21 points. Is that possible? We're there. We're one seventh of the way there. No, so we're looking at one game. This is one more game before we go to a bye week, and so we're going to approach this game with a game plan to try to pick up 3 points. Obviously, when you get down to the final 15 or 20 minutes, you make a decision somewhere around there if it's 1 point or 3 points that you're going for. But for us, we're looking at it one game at a time. We haven't set a real goal because I don't want to put that mindset into our guys. We're going to win every game, and we'll see what happens when we get there.
Have you talked to Sheru and Javinko? Because in Europe, they would never go on a 7-game road trip like this. Have you talked to them and kind of let them know what's about to come ahead of them for the next couple of months?
Yeah, it was actually talked about before they even signed, just so they knew kind of what the challenges were in this league. It's important that you know the challenges before you come in, because they can catch you by surprise, and all of a sudden you're going, what is this? And so that was part of our strategy as we spoke to everybody that we were looking to bring into the team is, listen, this league is challenging, it's unique. We have some extra challenges this year because we're on the road early. But they understand that, and they also know that the flip side of that is that you're at home a lot at some point in the season once you get all these games under your belt. So they're professionals, and they've approached everything with great professionalism, really, and haven't complained about anything, and have been leaders amongst the group as well. So for us, they're key guys on our team, both on and off the field, and they've taken everything in stride.
Is it tougher having this at the beginning of the season with players not yet fully fit?
I'd rather have it at the beginning of the season than the end, just because I think it's an opportunity for us to go away. There's probably a little bit of a limited expectation on what you do on the road sometimes, especially in so many games, but we feel it's an opportunity for us to build resilience as a team and come together as a group being on the road. And we like the quality of our team, so we think this is a chance for us to really come together and set ourselves on a good way for the rest of the season and when we're at home.